Hello and welcome back to Dragon Quest Wall Tutorials. I'm CoinsGZ, and in this video we're going to go over the new Hokora Ruler that is going to be the Sorcerer. So I actually did go over this particular Hokora Ruler just a tad bit when it was first introduced with the update for January 30th. But with this here, I want to actually first go over the team that I'm going to be using. So if you remember from that video, I mentioned that Gira and Bagi are going to be the main weaknesses of the Sorcerer and for that particular Hokora Ruler. So here I'm going to actually be using a very similar team that I use against actually almost exactly the same team that I used against S-Dark when I initially did my Giga Monster battle. So over here I'm going to have an High Priest that's going to be equipped with the Mysterious Crystal. So this is going to pretty much be used for healing and then also probably buffing up one of my characters. So most likely going to be my Demon Swordsman, who's going to be the major damage dealer here. So with that said here, this is going to be my Demon Swordsman equipped with S-Dark's Demon Blade. So this is going to actually be very good in terms of dealing a lot of damage to the enemy. So one of the strategies that I want to actually utilize is that pretty much to take out the Sorcerer as fast as possible. In some cases I might be able to take the Sorcerer out within the first turn, so we'll see what happens here. Then here, this is going to be a ninja equipped with the Fallen Angel's Coffin. So this is going to be used for dealing damage to the enemy, in this case non-attribute damage, but with this hopefully I will be able to debuff the Sorcerer in terms of lowering its resistances to physical attacks, and not only that, hopefully be able to get a Shadow Weave as well. We'll see what happens with this particular battle. Then over here, this is going to be a Guardian equipped with the Demonic Illusion Spear. So this is actually going to be good, especially if the Sorcerer does end up attacking me, going to be using a lot of spells. So with this character, if they actually do Great Wall, that's actually going to be a lot of damage reflected back to the enemy, so pretty much being able to take out the Sorcerer much faster. So with that said, if you want to know more about this team, you can look down in the video description down below. But now I actually want to go over the actual Hokora Ruler. So that's going to be found right over here in my Hokora Ruler list, right over here. So here with this, the Sorcerer is going to be again recommended for levels 90 advanced classes, level 45 special classes. Going to be weak to all attributes, or not all attributes but effective skills, pretty much your weapon, physical technique, spell, and also breath damage. So here, Sorcerer, a villain type character, going to have around 170,000 HP, 3 actions per turn, so that doesn't change. It's always going to have 3 actions. Weaknesses are going to be Gita and Bagi. So here, its main ability, that's one that is going to actually make it very dangerous, is going to have a Monarch Kakase, which is Magical Awakening. So remember, that is something that my characters use as well. So in that case, it increases spell power by 2 ranks, so that's going to be very devastating, as it will use all spells. After that, it has no physical attacks. Then after that, it's going to have Begiragon. So Begiragon does around 430 Gita spell damage to all characters, and this is going to be in the case that it actually has Magical Awakening on. Then it's also going to have a Iora, which does around 320 EO spell damage to all characters. Again, going to reflect having Magical Awakening on. And then also with Marizoma as well. Marizoma does 540 Mara spell damage to one character. Again, that's going to be if it has Magical Awakening on. Then besides the Sorcerer, we're going to actually have 2 Mage Chimeras in the battle with us. So this, the Mage Chimeras are going to be bird type enemies, going to have around 150,000 HP each. 1 to 2 actions per round. In this case, its greatest ability probably going to be Yakitsukuiki, which is going to be Burning Breath, which is going to inflict paralysis on all characters. It's also going to have a Hageshi Hono, which is Intense Flame, that does around 130 meta breath damage to all characters. Gonna have a Rariho, which puts one character to sleep. Going to have a Behomata, which heals allies for around 6,000 HP, and also a regular attack that does around 100 physical damage to one character. So that's going to be that particular enemy there. So not great in terms of damage, but those debuffs are actually going to be quite troublesome, especially if it gets them off in the beginning of the battle. So notes for this particular battle. So you want to use Protective Shield to resist being put to sleep and being paralyzed. You want to focus your attacks on the Sorcerer to take it out as fast as possible. And of course, you want to equip Gears, Souls, and Soul Pearls that increase damage or resistance to villain type enemies. So with that said, one more thing about this Hokora, I'm going to be using challenging the harder version of this particular Hokora Ruler. In this case, I can only use one support skill and I can't use items, so that's going to be a handicap for me. But with that said, here we go. Okay, so here we go with this battle. So first, going to be just a regular attack there. Okay, good. So no Rariho, so that's actually good. Here, I'm going to use Eternal Salvation on the Sorcerer. Hopefully, I can actually get lower his... Okay, good. I lowered his physical attacks, and that was actually a very nice hit there. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use Heaven and Earth Imprisonment Slash. So hopefully here, okay. That didn't do too much, but that's actually okay. Here, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Encore. And here, I'm going to go ahead, do the same attack again. Hopefully some better damage this time. So there, I did get a critical hit. So the Sorcerer is actually under 20% of its health. So here, what I'm going to do is use Soul Imitation. So hopefully I can get a direct hit with this. Okay, ooh, but he's still alive. Okay, no problem. But most likely, if he does attack, he's actually going to probably die here. Yeah. So pretty much thanks to my counterattacks, he actually did go down. So pretty much with the rest of this battle, I don't have to worry too much about the Mage Chimeras. They don't do a whole lot of attacks, so or damage with their attacks. So I can actually just go ahead and auto battle here. So yeah, that's pretty much the strategy you want to do, is to actually just go ahead and focus attacks on the Sorcerer. Then after that, pretty much just taking out the Mage Chimeras is going to be easy. But here, let's see, one Mage Chimera taken down. Okay, that one used Behomata. So here, if things actually work out, possibly could get a... Ooh, okay. Possibly could go down in this turn. We'll see what happens. So, yes. So, if you are not able to take out the Sorcerer like right away, that is actually going to be very problematic, as the second turn is going to use 3 spells in a row that are going to be quite devastating. Okay, so this Hokora is going to be worth 30,774 XP. And this is going to be a purple soul, and here I got a D. Okay, so that was my battle against the Sorcerer Hokora Ruler. So, yeah, everything in terms of my plan worked out quite well. So, I was not able to take it out within my actions of my characters. But, like I was saying, having the Demonic Illusion Spear, if he were to attack me, he would die from the counterattacks that my Guardian actually would do, and that's exactly what happened since he had very little HP left even after getting a direct hit with my Guardian. But yeah, pretty much once you take down the Sorcerer, it's pretty much just easy to take out the Mage Chimeras, no problem. They don't do a whole lot of damage. Pretty much the Sorcerer is the one that's the major damage dealer, especially if it gets a second turn. It's going to be using 3 spells in a row, so that's going to be quite devastating to your party, and especially even if your party lives after those 3 attacks, you still have to worry about the Mage Chimeras that are going to do not a whole lot of damage, but it will be enough to actually take you out. But yeah, that's going to be the Sorcerer Hokora Ruler. So what I want to do now is actually go over the S grade soul stats for this particular Hokora Ruler, but I actually do not have the S grade soul, so I only actually have the A grade soul right over here. But here I'm actually going to be listing the stats for the S grade soul. So for the S grade sorcerer soul, your since it's purple, your major stats are going to be, of course, your max HP, your max MP, and your magic power. So here, in terms of its max HP, it's going to be 155, max MP 131. In terms of its magic power, it's going to be 98. That's not too. That's actually fine as long as it's kind of over 80-ish. But the thing is that with a purple soul, you would expect it to be a little bit higher, possibly within the 100s, but 98 is still not bad. In terms of its other stats of note, its dexterity is actually going to be 101. That's going to be the actual stats for the S grade soul. Then in terms of the actual abilities here, the actual abilities, you're going to have plus 5% to your spell damage, plus 5% to EO spell damage, plus 5% to Dorma spell damage, and plus 5% to Dane resistance. So that's going to be that stat here. So pretty much this particular soul is actually going to be pretty good if it's going to be used along with the Lapis staff, since you're going to need similar stats in EO and Dorma. So that's going to be the S grade breakdown for this particular Hokora Ruler. So with that said, I probably will not make another video for the Sorcerer. That's pretty much exactly what you want to do. Just take out the actual Sorcerer first and the other enemies next. But with that said, what I probably will do in the next video is actually go over the high difficulty quest that's going to be coming out on the 6th. So please stay tuned for that. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you would like to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.